I want to now frame our discussion on demographics in terms of technology in the workforce. And Jonathan, if you could briefly explain to us what happens to the workforce when a very large group of individuals enters or nears retirement.
We're beginning to face a lot of that now in North America and in parts of Europe too. It relates to something called the dependency ratio, in which there are an increasing number of older people or those below 18 relative to those in the middle, what used to be the large majority of workers, if you will, too. So more and more people they're living longer. We're going to be calling on budgets, government benefits longer as well. And there are going to be fewer and fewer people in the workforce to pay for that. That's an ongoing trend we're seeing in the industrialized world as a whole right now. This widening.
And that's the demographic pyramid, right? We're
Yes.
seeing a shift in that.
And that's exactly right. Now, with regard to the technological part of that, it's not as if people of 65 or older necessarily are going to be retiring either. It may well be that they can live as long as they're healthy and as long as they maintain their skill set, as long as they can learn how to adapt to new technology for many years still to come. That is also different from the way things were, certainly when I was a kid, if you will, where typically you work till you're, let's say, Social Security age, and then you're done. And the insurance companies would make a bet that within 5 to 10 years you might be gone. Well, nowadays it's very likely with healthcare innovations, with technological change, you can live and especially work longer and productively. There's something to be said for wisdom. You may not have the same energy you had at 25 as you have at 65, but you've got wisdom. And so if you can adapt to technological change, a big if, then in turn you could thrive for a significant period of time. And that wasn't true before.
So Andrew, in terms of adapting to technological change, share with us a bit about Vanguard's research on that. What are our views? I mean, is it really that jobs will be gone and technology is going to replace, or is something else going to happen?
I think it's much more so that jobs are going to be different, right? Certainly there will be jobs in certain industries, certain sectors that are going to suffer, and that's very, very difficult on an individual and a personal basis for those individuals, those industries going through that. But in aggregate, our view is that things are going to change, and in all likelihood, you could end up with more jobs and a need for increased levels of sophisticated skills that maybe people aren't prepared for today. So it's going to be paramount that we have institutions such as universities working with business leaders to come up with programs that help train workers not only during their college years but beyond for the skills that these new jobs are going to require, right? How many people today are working in the intergalactic space travel industry? Not many, relative to...
Is there such an industry?
There is. You look at certain firms operating in that space in terms of technological advancement, and they're not as big as the Fords and GMs and the car producers and manufacturers in general, but that's not to say that they won't be at some point. Right? We have a long way to go in terms of our understanding of just how impactful these technological changes could be, not only on growth and inflation, but on us as a society and individuals.
And Andrew makes a very key point here, that at Vanguard we talk in terms of tasks, sometimes more than jobs. Tasks may change over the years, even more rapidly than traditional job function. We as workers have to continue to adapt to new tasks, to new skills, and it'll be ongoing throughout our working lives. That was less true in years past.
So the importance of upskilling as we shift from a labor-based economy, or have shifted from a labor-based economy to a knowledge-based economy.
Right.